Now, if you've been scratching your head, staring at your Shopify dashboard, trying to figure out why on earth are people adding to cart and not buying, trust me, you are not alone. In fact, the average abandoned cart rate is over 70%. And you will be surprised that most of the time it's not because you have a terrible product or your prices are too high. More than likely, your Shopify store is making small mistakes that are actually easy to fix once you know what to look for. So in today's video, I'm gonna break down exactly why people add to cart and don't buy, and some specific fixes that actually work. And if you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to share with you a couple bonus strategies that I use on every single Shopify store to help me recover some of these lost sales. But before I give you the fixes, you need to understand why people abandon cart in the first place. And there's really three main reasons for this. So the very first reason that people abandon cart is typically due to friction in your checkout process. Now, I like to think of it very similarly to like when I go to Walmart. I could have 5 items, and if that line is too long, I might just end up leaving because I don't want to wait in a super long line. And the same thing is true for your Shopify store. If people have to go through multiple pages to check out, if your shipping is too high and somebody wasn't expecting it, if the layout of your Shopify store is too cumbersome, people are just going to bounce. So the second reason really boils down to lack of trust. If your Shopify store looks sketchy, your product photos don't look professional, overall, people don't have a good feeling about your Shopify store, trust and believe they're not gonna give you money and they're just gonna leave immediately. Now, the third reason why people abandon cart really boils down to unclear value and urgency. So if people can't see the value in your product, you don't showcase the transformation, people are not going to buy. And on top of that, if there isn't any sense of urgency for them to buy, then they're just going to wait. And then waiting turns to forgetting your product entirely. But the good news is Shopify makes it very, very easy to fix all of this, and I'm gonna walk you through it now. So the very first thing that you wanna do is to make sure that you simplify your checkout process as much as possible. And the great thing about Shopify is that they offer a one-page checkout. Now, if you don't have this enabled, I recommend that you do this ASAP. You can go to Shopify admin, checkout, and then enable one-page checkout. Okay. And then on top of that, you want to make it as easy as possible for people to give you money. So you want to make sure that you enable all the payment processors that you can, like Google Pay, Apple Pay, Shop Pay, Klarna, like everything that you can to make sure that your customers can give you money. You want to make sure that you enable. And then also you want to be as transparent as possible about your shipping fees. You don't want to hit somebody with a super high shipping fee that they weren't prepared for. Trust and believe they're just going to bounce. So you want to let people know what your shipping is up front. And then also, if you can, offer some type of free shipping threshold. So free shipping on orders over $50, $75, $100, whatever your profit margin can handle, you do want to offer a free shipping option. But trust and believe, the more that you can simplify your checkout process and the layout overall of your Shopify store, that will ultimately reduce your abandoned cart rate. Now, this next step is very critical because without trust, people will not buy from you. So you want to make sure that you have these trust elements on your website. And I'm going to break them down one by one. The first one is making sure that you have real product photos and videos. You want to stay away from mock-ups as much as possible. And as well, if you can have user-generated content on your Shopify store as well, that just adds even more trust to your Shopify store. So you want to make sure that you have these things. The second, which is huge, is having testimonials. This is 2025. You have to have testimonials on your website, especially if you are a new brand. I like to use Judge Me, but you can use looks, you can use whatever you want, but you have to have testimonials. Testimonials will help you greatly. The third is having trust badge elements on your website. So what does that look like? So that's secure payment icons, money back guarantees, showcasing your return policy. All of these things reduce stress and anxiety, especially for people that are not really familiar with your brand and have never purchased your product before. So it just allows them to feel comfortable giving you money, knowing that if for whatever reason, if they're unhappy with your product, they can actually get their money back, which ultimately reduces their risk of buying. So you definitely want to have this on your Shopify store. So the fourth thing is just having a professional design. Now, I will say the great thing about Shopify is they make designing a good Shopify store very, very easy. There are plenty of free themes and paid themes that you can use to really ultimately design a clean website. But if you need help, I recommend that you try to resemble your Shopify store off of another Shopify store to get started with, or you can always hire somebody on Upwork or on Fiverr to help you design the store for very, very cheap. So whatever it is, you just really want to invest in your overall design of your Shopify store, because trust me, if you mess it up, people will not buy from you. Now, this last fix is very, very important, because if you don't give people a solid reason to buy, they just won't buy from you. So I want to give you a couple of tactical things that you can do to help fix this, okay? The first one is through scarcity. And there's a couple of ways that you can approach this. You can approach this through having limited stock of your products, so only 3 items left, right? Or you can do this through limited time deals. So let's just say your offer for 25% off or 50% off is only for one day only or a couple of hours only, and you want to make sure that you communicate this on your Shopify store. So the second is to give away some type of free gift. So you want to give away something that your ideal customer would find valuable, and you want to give it away for today only or for the weekend only to push some of the people that have been on the fence about purchasing your product another reason to buy right now. Now, the third is clearly articulating the value of your product. Now, I know when I first launched my very first Shopify store, I made the mistake of just listing out the product details, but this is a mistake. So, for example, if you sell beard oil, you don't want to just put the ingredients of the beard oil on your product description. You actually want to show and showcase the benefits. So you don't want to say this beard oil is an organic blend made with daisies and sunflowers, right? You want to say this beard oil helps you grow a soft and strong beard in just 2 weeks with 0 itch. You see the difference? One showcased the benefits, the other one just list out product details. You don't want to do that. You want to highlight the value of your product in your product description. Okay, so now that you understand why people abandon cart and how to fix it, now I'm going to share with you some of my favorite abandoned cart recovery strategies, because ultimately, no matter how optimized your Shopify store is, you're still going to get abandoned carts no matter what. So if you don't have a strategy to get these people back to your Shopify store, you're always going to be losing sales. So I want to share with you my 2 favorite strategies that I use right now. The first one is having an abandoned cart flow with email and SMS marketing. Now, for me, I love using OmniSend. I've been using OmniSend for years. I recommend that you check it out, but they have plenty of automated flows to help you recover your sales. I actually made a full video on this. If you want to check it out, I'll link it up here. Now, the second strategy that I like to use is paid ads. So I like to retarget everybody that added to cart or reach checkout through a Facebook and Instagram ad retargeting campaign, okay? This is actually very, very easy to set up. If you want me to make a full tutorial video on this, I'm very happy to share it with you, but that's really all I do to capture all my abandoned carts. Now, at this point, you know exactly why people are adding to cart and not buying and how to fix it. But if you still need additional help with your Shopify store, I would love to help you out. I recommend booking a one-on-one call with me where I help you with your Shopify store and any personal questions that you have around your Shopify store. And then also, if you just have any general questions that I didn't get to in this video, make sure that you comment them down below. I'll try to answer every single question that I get. And also, if you're trying to figure out the fastest way to scale your Shopify store, if you're trying to reach 10K, 20K, 50K a month with your Shopify store, I recommend that you check out this video right here.